Hi, this is The Greatest Story Ever Played. I'm Dan.
I'm Jordan.
And today we're going to be talking about Life is Strange 2, Episode 4, called Faith. But before we do that, we've got some news to share with you. Two things. First one being is that we set up a website. It's at TheGreatestStoryEverPlayed.com. So just look that up. You'll find our website. The website itself is pretty cool. It's got all the episodes on it. It's got links to all the places you can find us on, whatever podcast player of choice you use. You can get direct links to those. You can actually have episodes sent to your phone if you have it text your number, which is cool.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's got reviews and other stuff like that on it. Yeah, we'll probably put extra content up there as time goes on too, but pretty cool. So Greatest Story Ever Played, TheGreatestStoryEverPlayed.com. Look that up. And then our second announcement is we've set up a Patreon. Yeah, with Patreon, as you may or may not know, running a podcast does cost money. And so we're hoping to kind of recoup some of that via Patreon. Or we actually have a Ko-fi that's on the website too, where you can do a one-time donation. But yeah, we'll be able to recoup some of the money. That would be cool. I guess stating up front too, the podcast won't ever cease because of money. At all. It's not if we don't get money, then we don't want to do this anymore. We don't feel that way at all. But rather, for hosting and for a website and different things like that, that does cost money. And so if some money could be offset on that, that would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, we're not trying to make a bunch of money. We're just trying to somehow support it without spending a bunch of money.
Right.
I guess. But we're also still willing to spend that money if we have to.
Right, exactly. But with setting up the Patreon, we did also want to make it kind of worth your while, so to speak. And with that, if you become a Patreon supporter for us, there will be a free Patreon exclusive episode that comes out each month. And to be clear on that too, our episodes like we've been doing, where it's an episode review of a game, that kind of thing, those will always be on the main feed. We'll never have games that are on the Patreon feed or something like that that's hidden. Instead, the Patreon content will be, I guess, stuff more about video games in general. So tomorrow actually we're releasing an example of what our Patreon episodes will look like, and that episode is on video game adaptations we'd like to see. So video games that we'd love to see as a movie or a comic book or whatever, that kind of thing. And other Patreon exclusive episodes that we'll do in the future will be things like our favorite episodes in Life is Strange, or our favorite games from when we were kids or something like that, or stuff that the Patreon people vote on. That's fine too. We're pretty open on that. If you're giving us money to support the podcast happening, then we want to give you additional content that you would want. So that's pretty flexible, but it will never be games. Games will always be on the main feed that you always get, like you always have. That's going to stay the same. So just, I guess, saying that up front. And also, you can read about this stuff if you go to patreon.com/TheGreatestStoryEverPlayed, or on our website, there's a direct link to the Patreon. So either one works, but we want to do a quick rundown of our Patreon tiers that we're getting going. So first one, this is our supporter tier. This is the main tier. This is what we would think most people would sign up as if they were to. And this is, if you pledge $1 or more per month, then you will get a bonus episode each month, as we'd mentioned. And again, these are going to be more topical in nature, stuff like what I just mentioned. No game reviews themselves on Patreon. Those will, of course, come through the normal podcast feed like it always has. And you sign up for that, you'll get a bonus episode each month. So that's cool. Our second tier, this is what we're calling the producer tier. This is a one-time pledge of $150. If you choose to do this, we will record an episode on your game of choice as an episode on the main feed. In this episode, we'd credit you as the producer, as our inspiration for doing this episode. So this episode, we're doing Fallout 76. We're not doing that, but I guess unless you want us to.
Yeah, we'll try.
Then I guess we will. Fallout 76 is brought to you by Steve. Thanks, Steve. And then we, do our thing like that. But yeah, this could be a way to help dictate the content we do, if you like. that would be cool. I guess also if it is, ideally, if it was something that's cross-platform, if it's on PS4 and Xbox One, that would help us out a lot, since we have separate systems.
For now, yeah.
Yeah, for now. So that would ensure the quickness of an episode like that being done. And, of course, if it's a short game, the turnaround time would probably be a lot easier than something monstrous. Then, if you want us to play Witcher 3, we'd play it, but it might take a while.
I would love to play that.
Yeah, that might take a while. We might need a couple of months to be able to do that, to be able to put an episode out to do it justice. And, I guess in the asterisk 2, we would reserve the right to say no to a game, but I have a very hard time imagining there could be a game we'd want to say no to.
Yep.
But, just in case.
Yeah, none comes to mind for me.
Yeah, nothing comes to mind. But yeah, if you'd like to be a producer, $150 one time, and we will play a game and review it, and say you are our inspiration. So, and then our last tier, this is our executive producer tier. This would be a one-time donation of $350. If you do this, then we'd be buying a PS4 for Jordan.
Yep.
Which would be great. This would allow us, then cross-platform wouldn't matter. We could just play a bunch of PS4 exclusives if we want, or I guess if you want. And if you do this, we'd credit you as a producer on PS4 games in general and say, this game was played on PS4 and brought to you part by Steve. Thanks, Steve. Something like that. And also, we'd give you the producer bonus, so you could choose one game for us to play, same as the last one. But yeah, that would be a huge help. We'd appreciate that if you want to do that. So that's executive producer, one time, $350. We'd use it to buy a PS4. So those are our 3 tiers that we've got for Patreon. If you like our podcast and want to help support the cost it does to help run it, we'd really appreciate that. That would mean a lot and help out a lot. And then, again, tomorrow we're going to release an episode on the adaptations we'd like to see. So same place you get your podcast now. It'll be there. So look out for that. And I guess that covers the news. Thanks for support you do otherwise. Non-monetary support. We really appreciate all of that. But if you would like to support us financially, we would appreciate that.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. I guess, jumping into Life is Strange 2, Episode 4, called Faith. Starts out, and you're gravely wounded in Humboldt County, California. Sean wakes in a hospital to find Daniel still missing. Under arrest and facing tough questions, Sean's options are few. Only quick thinking and unexpected allies can secure his freedom. Searching for Daniel under the scorching Nevada sun and through freezing desert nights, Sean must make his toughest choices yet. Puerto Lobos and the dream of freedom have never felt so far away. Will Sean's faith in Daniel be rewarded, or is the young wolf lost forever?
All right. So, to begin the episode, we see Sean and Daniel talking on a park bench. I think this was the park from episode 1. It looked like it. And they're talking, and then Daniel says, "Come find me," and walks off the cliff.
Yeah.
And then we recognize, it's a dream.
Sean still has 2 eyes.
Yeah, Sean also has 2 eyes, so it's all right, this isn't real.
Yeah. Yep.
And he wakes up, and he's in the hospital. We find out that Sean's been in a coma for 2 months since episode 3 ended.
Crazy.
Yeah, which is wild. And I guess what's kind of cool with this, again, is that the game's time travels along with real life. I'm assuming that in the game it's around August also. So I do kind of like that, or maybe it's a little earlier, but, it does seem like the game's time is pretty similar to our time presently. So that's kind of cool. I do like that. And when you wake up in the hospital bed, you can kind of look through your stuff you have if you want to. I did. Something that's there that is cool is you've got a couple letters. You've got a letter from Cassidy about what's gone on. You also have letters, a letter from your grandparents, and then a letter from Captain Spirit.
I had one from Finn, too.
Oh.
But it was really short.
Okay.
Kind of sorry. Yeah. I fucked up.
That's funny.
He was like, yes, you did.
Sean is dead, or not Sean. Finn is dead in mine, so I didn't get a letter from him.
Yeah, I got one.
So that was cool. I liked getting that. Even just this interaction with past characters this way is nice. Like how we saw Brody's website on an old one before, right?
Yeah.
And then maybe episode 2 or something. So
yeah,
I like that we've been able to kind of keep some of these characters we know and like even in a way like that, without talking to them. Like, I did like that. Like, I'm glad we heard from Captain Spirit again. Did you read his letter?
Yeah.
Did he mention about, because he got hit by the car near, right?
Yeah, he said he was okay.
Oh, okay.
It's like, I'm doing fine, something. I forget exactly what it said, but
okay.
Yeah, he was okay.
Cool.
Yeah, not dead.
That's good.
Yep.
No, that's good. So we get that information. Then after that, Joey, who's our nurse, comes in to check on us. He tells us we're improving. We do like some vision test stuff because we have one eye. And there's a little bit where they make the eye patch vision. So you only can sort of see.
Yeah, out of the left side of your vision's kind of, it's just gone for the most part.
Right. Says you're improving, and he seems pretty cool. Like, in talking with him, you already get this vibe that, like, this guy's cool and has been a pretty helpful caretaker for us.
Yeah, he seemed cool, too. Like, because he also recognized, okay, you're, like, under arrest, but it's kind of bullshit. Probably being another minority, he gets it's not just as everything as it seems, you know? Because he's, like, a black dude. He's real cool.
Right.
So it seems like, in some level, they bonded over, like, being kind of oppressed maybe in some ways, and not like in these super crazy ways, but
no, sure.
He's like, this is bullshit, like, you didn't do anything, you're a good kid, whatever.
Right. Yeah. I agree. That was cool. After this agent from the FBI comes in to question you, and she kind of sucks. I didn't like her very much.
She was not. I also didn't like the dialogue responses you could have here. It was either really hostile or like yeah, because she like questioning about the robbery, and in my game, I wanted no part of it.
Right.
And I feel like that wasn't really, you couldn't really make that clear. It was like, hey, I showed up to stop it, actually, not participate.
Yeah, you weren't able to be as clear as you'd want to be. Like,
yeah,
it was weird. It seemed like you had to be hostile or like tell her Daniel has powers almost.
Yeah, or like or blame shift, which but not really explain.
Right.
It's kind of annoying.
Yeah, that wasn't great. So she asked you who planned the robbery. For me, I said it was Finn, but it was crazy because she shows up with a folder and there's a picture of dead Finn. Like, yeah,
and mine it was alive Finn, but
yeah, mine had a picture of dead Finn, so it was a picture of him like shot on the ground. She was like, "Who did it?" And I was like, "Well, it was Finn," which it really was, but also he's dead, so like.
I ratted him out for sure.
Yeah, I would have ratted him out if he was alive, but
like it was you, bitch. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I had the same thing. I blamed it on him.
Yeah, so that was kind of crazy, and then you could like defend Cassidy, which is what I did.
Yeah, same.
And then I think there was something else. But so she talks to you, she's talking the whole like, oh, we're the police and we want to help you, and it's like, it really doesn't seem like it, you know, like kind of thing.
You don't want to help us. Also, at this point, we know we're going to jail.
Right.
Tomorrow.
Right.
So it's kind of like, you don't really want to help.
Right.
You just want to get all the information you can and then send me to jail.
Right. So that's not great. We finish our interview with her. Joey comes back to finish up his test, and he gives you a sketchbook. He like smuggled your sketchbook in somehow.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
He like puts it on a towel and he's like, oh, there's a present for you there. All right, see you, Sean.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, cool. And you go to it and you start looking through your sketchbook, which is cool. But then you find a note from Jacob from last episode that says, hey, I've got Daniel. We like left like because it sounded like everything was really bad. So we jetted.
They went to Nevada.
Right.
And if you don't remember, which I didn't, Jacob was like the weird, not weird, he was kind of weird. But he's like the Christian guy, or like true believer, as he puts it, from the pot farm. Right. He was like finding himself. You don't really know much about him.
Right.
So he's the one who took Daniel back to Nevada.
Right. Because out of all your pot farmer friends, like they were all more like hippie, and then he was like almost like a good kid trying to find himself.
Yeah.
Sort of attitude.
Yeah.
And he was nice, but like you're kind of like, all right. But we saw this note and we're like, oh, cool. We actually know where Daniel is, like, because the police can't find him. No one knows where he is, but we're like, oh, we do. And so we decide, okay, well, if we know where Daniel is, we should get to him before the police do. So I got to break out of this hospital because I don't want to go to jail tomorrow. So this sets us on our course, kind of our first big choice that happens in the game. Again, the way Life is Strange 2 has been, is there's a lot of choices, and some are big and some are small, and you don't quite, you get the thing where the you get two obvious choices or something where the screen like freezes, but but there's enough of them that you're not sure which ones are the biggest.
Yep.
Always. Unlike in the first game where there was only 5 that were super obvious or whatever.
Yep.
So our first one is, escaping the hospital, and you end up with 4 primary choices as to how to do this. The first one is you can escape the hospital without hurting anyone. 57% of people did this, including Jordan.
Yep.
You can convince Joey to help you escape. 5% of people did this, including me. You attack Joey to escape the hospital. 2% of people did this.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, that is messed up. And then the last one, you attack the guard to escape the hospital. 36%. There's a guard that's outside of your room who is watching you to make sure nothing happens. So those are your options. For me, I convinced Joey to help me escape.
How did that go?
It was weird. I felt kind of bad doing it.
Really?
But, I mean, I'm glad I got a 5% choice. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's surprising.
That feels cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what I did that made that work, but I do like that. So I talked to him and hey man, I need to escape. Can you help? And he's like, dude, what the fuck? I've got a job. I could get fired or arrested.
Just fair question. Fair response.
Yeah, fair response. And I'm like, please? And Joey's like, God damn it. All right, man. Here's what we're going to do. Hit me on the head and then run out and you'll be good. So what I did was I put some sheets on the bed to make it, I think, look like I was there.
Yeah, I did.
Then Joey walks in and then I use the bathroom thing.
Yeah, the towel hanger.
Then I hit Joey on the side of the head with it.
You actually hit him?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I felt real bad. Because you hit him harder than you're supposed to, and he's like, dude, fuck, man. And he's like, you hit him on the side of his head. And I was like, oh my god, am I going to actually kill you? He was fine, but he was like, fuck, man, get out of here. Fuck. You weren't supposed to hit me that hard.
Yeah.
Because he was like, if you tap me, I'll bruise because the side of your head's so sensitive that it'll look like it. But accidentally whacked him. Which I felt bad about.
Oops.
Yeah, oops. But then after that, I ran down the hallway, snuck down the hallway because the guard was asleep.
Oh, nice.
So what it looks like is that Joey comes in, I sneak up behind him, I hit him, guard's asleep, and then I sneak out. And then I went to a car and then drove that away.
Okay. Gotcha.
What was yours?
Yeah,
how'd yours end up?
So mine, I didn't do that with Joey. I felt, kind of bad. I was like, I'm not going to jeopardize your job.
Right.
So, I used the towel rack thing, and then I pried open the window. And then you can, get outside the window and shimmy over to, the scaffolding. And then you get inside this construction area. Mm-hmm. You're, rebuilding a room. And then you get your backpack and kind of sneak away because the guard's asleep, too.
Oh, cool.
So, no one kind of knows.
Weird. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I was on the scaffolding, too. But I don't know why. Maybe Sean must have went down a flight of stairs onto the scaffolding. Because I didn't go out the window.
Yeah.
Because I checked the window before I found the metal thing, and it was like, oh, it's locked. And so I was like, okay, shit, I got to find another way out.
Yeah.
And I didn't put together that I could break the window open that, or pry it open that way.
It was oddly easy to break out of it.
Okay. Huh.
I mean, you just so there's a really small window lock. You just pry it open and it pops off.
Oh.
Which I don't know if that's how they would actually do it if you're a prisoner in a hospital. I assume they would have special rooms for
that's true.
prisoners, with bars. I don't know. I don't think about it. But I was like, man, this is really easy. I could do this.
Right.
And commit a murder and get away.
Right.
Not that Sean murdered anyone, but I don't know. It was pretty easy.
No, And then on my scaffolding, as I was going down, I saw Merrill in the hospital. He was in the floor or two below me.
Yeah.
Which I didn't talk to him. I don't think I even had the option, but I was like, oh, fuck that guy, and then kept going.
Yeah, I saw Finn because he was live in mine. And I stopped and said, hey, and he was like, man, I'm really sorry. It's my fault, all this shit. And I was like, it's cool, man.
Okay.
So we kind of buried the hatchet and moved on.
That's good.
Yeah.
I saw one where someone was mean to him.
Yeah.
And they were like, fuck you, Finn. And Finn was like, sad.
Yeah. And kind of his fault.
It is his fault. I get it. I was just like, oh, this feels mean.
Yeah.
I was glad. I mean, I don't know. I'm glad I didn't have to deal with it, kind of, because, I'm not glad Finn is dead, but I was sort of glad for some of these things here that he was dead, because it was easier to blame him. Like, because I didn't, it was like, he's dead.
Oh, yeah.
And it's true. It's true, but he's also
torn.
dead.
Yeah, I felt torn. I was like, this is the last time I'm going to see you. I'm not going to be a dick. You already know what you did. You're in a hospital.
Right.
You're
going to go to jail too, presumably.
Yeah, he's already... Yeah, they already know he staged a robbery and all this shit. So I was like, all right, I don't need to rub this in, even though I kind of want to.
Right. No, that's good. That's probably a good way to do that.
I guess so.
Yeah. Clara on Twitter wrote in. She said that she went out the window. I was determined not to hurt anyone. I tried to get Joey's help, but he said no.
Chris on Twitter says, ninja'd my way out through the window. That's what I did too.
That's awesome. Chris on Twitter said, pulled out the towel hanger and pried open the window.
Games and Groceries on Twitter said, towel hanger and busted window guard. Oh yeah, that's what I did too.
Yeah. Adam on Twitter, I snuck out without anyone's help or knocking out the guard. Just pried the window open and slunk over the scaffolding. I didn't talk to Finn on the way out since it's all his fault that we're here in the first place.
Yeah, it's basically me, but I talked to him.
Fair.
Nikki on Twitter says, I got the window open with the bar from the shower. Decided against asking the nurse dude because I didn't want him to get in trouble and absolutely didn't want to mess with the guard. Also, exiting through the window seemed fitting since I decided for the staircase on the drawing.
And then Liz on Twitter said, I chose the window.
And lastly, Melanie on Twitter said, shimmied out the window after prying it open with the rail from the bathroom. Was planning to go out the door, but woke the guard up, so the window seemed the best choice. Yeah. So it seems like, most of the people
did the window
route, which would add up with the percentage.
No, yeah. And I think if I would have thought about it, I wouldn't have asked Joey to do that. Like, I feel kind of bad. I mean, I'm glad he, accepted. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a cool fucking dude.
That, for whatever reason, whatever our relationship algorithm worked out as, that he liked me enough to want to do something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't like that I, put him in danger. That feels bad. Mm-hmm. I would have rather just snuck out the window and, been free of that. And that he's not to blame or, I'll be really sad if, next episode I find out I got fired or arrested or something. That would suck.
Yeah, and I guess it was kind of sad I didn't get to say goodbye to him. But, I mean, that's probably better than him getting hit in the face.
Right.
But also, too, he's probably not in jeopardy of his job because we just escaped. Right. I bet that guard is probably going to get fired.
Right. The guard's probably in trouble no matter what. I mean, except maybe if you hit him, maybe he wouldn't be in trouble then. I mean, he shouldn't be able to get taken out by a teenager, but
yeah, like a 17-year-old kid. Or maybe 18, I forget how old Sean is at this point. But, yeah, I guess it's also good, too, to not commit any more crimes. Right. I mean, I guess you're running away from police, which is bad, but you're not assaulting anyone. Right.
Yeah, that was the thing I was kind of thinking. Yeah. I was like, do I want to commit crimes?
Add it to the list.
But they don't believe me because, magic essentially made the last one happen, and they think I killed a cop.
Yeah.
So it's
which is, they should know from the scene you didn't kill a cop because remember the car was flipped over and all that shit.
Right.
There's no way anyone could do this.
Right. What do you think I did?
Yeah.
Yeah. So after this, we're driving to Nevada in the car. We get some cutscenes of just driving. And Sean pulls over because he's super tired. And you can kind of look through the stuff you have and oh, I'm sorry, I stole your car, lady, different things like that.
Yeah.
Whatever. Then you decide to go to bed. While you're sleeping, you have a dream of driving the car with Esteban, which was cool to see him. And you're talking with him. He seems like he's a cool dad, and they are. This was either a road trip that happened when Sean got his license, or maybe it was a road trip they were planning to do. Mm-hmm. I'm not quite sure which one it was, but if this was a real memory that he dreamed about, or if it was something that they were planning to do that hadn't happened yet. Sean's talking with Esteban. Esteban's trying to know about his life more and stuff like that. It's nice. Mm-hmm. Then we get a call from Lila, who's babysitting Daniel, and we get to talk to both of them a little bit. And, yeah, it was cool. I think, again, similar to the letters, I like this as a way to get characters from the past involved. Mm-hmm. And even with Daniel here, because, this episode could bring anything. Is Daniel... Are we going to find him at all this episode?
Yeah, I wasn't sure we would.
Right. And so it was, cool, because I kind of was are we going to get a Sean on the road episode for like a long time. It would have been cool. Could have happened, so that was cool as a way to get that. But we are awakened while we're sleeping in the car to banging on the window.
Two rednecks.
Yeah, two racist fuckheads show up and start banging on the door. They're harassing Sean, kind of being like, "What are you doing sleeping on our land?" And
beaner.
Yeah. One of them called him a beaner. So they're like being aggressive, and Sean's like, "Oh, I'll just leave. I'm sorry, I didn't see the sign. Like, I was just so tired I had to pull over." And then it becomes more clear that one of them is kind of the primary fuckhead.
Yeah.
The other one, I would say still sucks because he's there.
Yep.
But is not the same as the first guy.
Yeah, not as aggressive.
Not as aggressive.
But also racist, but still very racist.
Yeah.
So in this too, they like, I got like punched by him, and then there's a couple times he like wanted me to speak in Spanish for him, like, "This is not my country.
Right.
I'm a thief." Something I forget what else.
Yeah.
But I didn't do it, and he wanted me to sing. I was like, "No, fuck you."
Okay, so you could just got your ass beat.
Yeah, I said no to everything. So I'm not gonna play your game. And then he punched me in the face and like kicked me a couple times.
Okay.
And then the other guy like was like, "All right, this is done. Come on." And then they let me go.
Okay.
But yeah, I was like, "I'm not playing your games."
Did they break that toy then?
No.
Did you what happened when they took it from you? So they took your backpack and Daniel's like Etch-a-Sketches in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I tried to get it. I stood up and tried to get it back. Then he just hit me in the head. He just punched me in the face.
Oh, okay.
And that was it.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't break it, as far as I know.
Oh, okay. I think they do in some of them. They didn't break it for me either. But
yeah.
So right, they're like really coming after you, especially the one guy, Chad, which is fitting.
Classic. Yeah.
Yeah, fitting.
A
Fuckhead named Chad. Like, that's
fucking stupid.
Yeah. So they're like really coming after you, and you're like, "Come on, man! Like, just let me leave." And you're like, they're like, "Oh, do you have drugs?" And you're like, "For my eye." Like,
yeah, it's like, come on, dude.
Yeah, in mine, the Chad like keeps coming after you. He's being a douche, and the way I played it was kind of like I didn't respond to a lot of the things. Like, I just didn't choose an answer, or was more passive. And so what happened for me is actually the friend started being like, "Dude, come on, Chad, it's over. Like, let him leave. He's a kid. Like, whatever." And Chad's like, "No, we got to make him speak Spanish," and all that shit. I didn't get beat up at all. I didn't respond to almost everything. I finally sang at the end because I thought he'd fuck me up. So I did sing.
Will. Yeah.
So I sang, and so Sean sang something in Spanish. It was super sad.
I was not going to do that.
Yeah, I was just like, I don't know how beat up I can get. Like, I'm already fucked up. That was kind of my thought there. It's like, I tried to just not say anything to see if I could kind of wiggle out of it. And then it got to that one. It was like, okay, he's going to fuck me up. I don't do this. So I did. And then kind of finally like, fine, get the fuck out of here. And we leave. And then Sean's screaming and crying while he's driving the car fast away.
Yeah, that happened in mine too.
Yeah, which I thought was, it felt right. Like, it felt accurate to that moment to me when I'd had that happen. Because I was like, I'm trying not to engage, and then I got humiliated. Like, I felt like I could feel Sean's hurt there. So that was, I thought a good job by Life is Strange 2 displaying that part. But yeah, fuck those guys.
Fuck
total fuckheads.
Yep.
They're not like them at all. And fuck that there's real people that exist like that.
I know.
Like, these guys, I think we were in Nevada at this point, but people who were like, "Oh, I'm like a vigilante border security person," or something like that. It's like, you're a fucking douchebag.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Like,
just a racist dick.
Yeah. Fuck that. Yeah. Fuck those guys.
Obviously, Sean's clearly American. Like,
right. Yeah.
Speaks perfect English. I mean, not that it really matters, but like, he was. Yeah. At one point, they're like, "How do you say this is not my country in Spanish?" And I was like, "This is my fucking country."
Right.
Like, I was born here.
Right.
I'm a citizen. Fuck you.
Right. Yeah. Fuck
Even
that.
if I wasn't, you don't deserve this kind of treatment. Like.
Right.
Yeah.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah. So you don't see him again, which is probably good.
Yeah. I'm glad. Yeah. Fuck those guys. After this, your car ends up running out of gas while you're still driving to New Haven or Haven Point.
Yep. New Haven or Haven Point.
I think it's Haven Point.
It's
I wrote down New Haven by mistake.
Yeah, it's Haven Point.
Haven Point, right. But your car runs out of gas, so you ditch it. And so then you're just walking through the desert. It's hot as fuck. You're like walking slow. You like hide under the shade to like get a respite. Like it's messed up. Then you keep walking, and semi truck pulls up and like honks and stops to let you get in or not.
Did you get in?
I did.
I did too.
Yeah.
I was kind of hesitant though.
Oh yeah, me too.
I was like, truckers are kind of weird, probably.
That's what I was concerned.
Teenage boy.
Yeah.
Gonna try to rape me, like.
Yeah.
And after the last interaction with people around here, they're racist. Like,
Ass, gas, or grass.
Yeah.
That's what I was afraid of. It's like something like that.
I got nothing.
Right.
So I guess I got one thing.
Yeah, I was concerned a thing like that could happen. I was playing, and my wife like got home from work while I was playing this part, and I was like, man, I hope something weird doesn't happen.
Yeah, seriously.
Like,
what are you playing? Like,
right.
I don't know at this point.
Why is this trucker trying to make you suck his dick?
Yeah.
Something like that. That's what I was like kind of concerned with, but I was like, we might really die in the, like, we really probably could die in the desert like that. Like,
yeah, it seems.
I'm gonna roll the dice that people are good.
That's what I thought too.
Fortunately, we were rewarded with that.
Especially because it was an hour away in car. Mm-hmm. So 4 hours walking, maybe more, depending on how slow you go.
Right.
Like, he didn't have that much water left.
Right.
So yeah, I was like, there's not really a choice here.
Yeah, it felt like you kind of
either fight this guy off if he's weird,
right?
Get a free ride and food, which he was a cool dude.
No, yeah,
or die in the desert. Yeah.
Yeah, it ended up being really great, which was cool. Is Life is Strange. Bucking expectation. I was a little worried more bad would happen after that, dealing with those racists. But said this guy was really cool. He was like, "What's going on?" Like, "Oh, my wife made the sandwich. Do you want it?" And
yeah.
Like, okay.
So I was like, "Huh? Your wife, huh?"
Yeah.
You have a wife? I'm not sure. I don't believe you yet, but we'll see.
No, right? Or like,
the sandwich drugged.
Do you want to go to sleep? And you're like,
yeah, I know. There's so many times it's like, you trying to set me up, man.
No, and I think that they played it really right because my suspicions felt all that way, and then instead it was like, oh, he did like a bunch of nice stuff and took us where we need to go.
Yep,
Thanks, guy.
And then told us that the church was really weird.
Yeah, and he was like, hey, just heads up, it's weird. And you're like, cool, thanks.
Good to know. And it sure was.
It sure was, yes.
Yep, fuck those people.
Yeah, so we arrive at Haven Point at the church, and we get there, and there's a little girl outside coughing with her dad. He seemingly took her out of the service so she wouldn't be loud in there, and then he kind of was like, welcome, like, all people are welcome here, thanks for coming to Haven Point Church, or whatever, and you're like, okay, cool. Yeah. And we, like, peek in to try to go into the main room, but, like, service is in full session, so we're like, let's just go upstairs and watch from there. So we go up to the top to watch down. There's this reverend lady who's preaching, and it's sort of weird. It's not full weird yet, but it's a little bit weird, and you're like, I don't know, this isn't quite sitting right, but like,
yeah,
you know, whatever. But then she's like, and we've got our God delivered our miracle bringer, Daniel, and our prophet, miracle bringer Daniel, and Daniel comes out, and he's got a fucking bowl cut.
Yeah, looking like a bitch.
Yeah, and he looks weird. Like when he came out, I was like, is he fucking brainwashed? Like that's what I thought from the pew up there, or the upper pew thing. I was like, what the hell? And then they keep talking, and you're like, okay, this is a cult.
Yep, 100%.
This is a fucking cult. Like, as they kept talking, you're like, okay, this shit's weird.
Yeah, because she keeps talking about how, like, God gave me this sign or this miracle of Daniel, like, put faith in me, give us money. I was like, okay, I see.
Right.
I see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
You're using Daniel to get money.
No,
fuck you.
Right. All of it was put faith in me. Like,
yep.
God blessed me, so put your faith in me. Or, like, I don't think it was in this interaction, but there's a part later where it's like, oh, the Reverend can't sin, she's, like, perfect. Or something like that.
It's like, ooh.
You're like, you fucker. Like,
you're a piece of shit.
You cult fuck.
Yeah. And you find out a lot more later.
Yeah.
For sure, cult.
Yeah, as it keeps going. But there's all these things, and it's like, red flags galore. Like, I'm like, no.
Yeah, get him out of there.
We got to save him. So, you really feel that. They say Daniel's a miracle. He doesn't do anything here, right? I don't think he... or does he lift something?
He lifts a cross.
That's right. He lifts the cross. So then they're like, and our prophet Daniel. Yeah. And then you see the cross on the wall, like, shake off, and it's just in air, and everyone's freaking out. They're like, praise the Lord, and all this shit. Everyone's caught up in the frenzy.
Yep.
So it ends. We're, like, hanging out up there after it ended, kind of like... trying to take it in. We're like, fuck, he's in a cult.
Yeah, this is bad.
This is bad, yeah.
Yep.
And the little girl from before, who was coughing that we saw on the way in, comes up, and she starts talking to us. We find out it's Jacob's sister. Mm-hmm. She's really friendly. I liked her a lot.
Yeah, she was cool.
And she's friends with Daniel, and she's like, oh yeah, Daniel, like, he talks about you all the time, and blah, blah, blah. And so that was nice, like, seeing her. And so we were like, hey, could you, like, take us to him? So she does, and so we go down to the main room, and it's us and her,
and Daniel
and the Reverend.
Yeah.
And
that's it at this point.
Yeah, I think that's everyone that's here. And it's weird.
Yep.
Like, on one hand, you have Daniel being like, oh my god, Sean, I'm so happy to see you. And it feels like normal. Mm-hmm. But then while we're talking it's also, like, weird. And you sense, like, sort of being brainwashed.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, because you're, like, talking to Daniel, and, like, the Reverend keeps chiming in every time you ask him a question or say something. It's like, all right, let him speak for himself. Like,
right.
Yeah, it was very clear she was, like, pulling the strings,
right,
directing conversation or whatever. And then at one point, she sends Daniel and, I think her name is Sarah Lee.
Yeah, that's her name.
Back
Sarah
into
Lee.
the back room, and then you're, like, talking, and she's terrible. And then she's like grabs you and you kind of like barely push her, and then she like falls on the ground right when Daniel comes back out. It's a big scam, and her like nose is bleeding. I was like, what the fuck?
Right.
Like, I barely touched you, and then Daniel's like pissed, and it's
very
manipulative.
Super manipulative.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, because when it's there, Daniel's like, oh, I want to talk with Shauna. I want to catch up, and she's like, no, you need to take care of this thing.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
And we're kind of like, dude, and also you can choose to be pretty aggressive here, like, no, you're coming now or not. So I tried to play it low key because I was like, okay, maybe we're gonna have to sneak him off, you know. Mm-hmm. So I tried to play it low key, but then she did the fall thing, like that, and I was like, oh, this bitch.
Like, yeah, fuck her.
Yeah.
God, I hated her so much.
Yeah, I did not like her either. Yeah, she does the fake fall. Daniel comes in. She's like, what happened? And she's like, oh, Sean pushed me.
Yeah.
And we're like, no, we didn't.
Yeah.
But Daniel believes her. And then, I forget this guy's name, but it's her henchman, essentially.
Yeah.
He's kind of like...
He's the muscle.
Yeah, he's the muscle of the cult.
Yeah.
God, fuck this guy. And he, like, puts us in, like, a chokehold, which is crazy. Like, Daniel sees this, and we're in this chokehold. He's like, get out and stay out. And he, like, throws us outside of the compound's fence. Mm-hmm. And we, like, look back, and we're like, dude, what the hell? And then he flashes his gun.
Yeah. And
we're like, this fuckhead.
Yeah, he's, like... In Nevada, I'm like legally allowed to like defend my property. Come in here again, I'm gonna shoot you. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
If I had a gun, I'd shoot you right here,
motherfucker.
Yeah.
So that's like hardcore. We're like thrown out and we're on the ground and we're just like looking. He says that, and he walks back in after the gates closed, and then we hear a voice that says, "Hey, Sean, we're not gonna get him back like this. Come with me." And we turn and boom, it's Karen, our mom.
Fucking Karen.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Very surprised.
Yeah. I was shocked that she showed up right here.
Yep.
I figured she'd show up in the game sometime.
Mm-hmm. I'd figure it'd be like the last episode where we were like deciding, do we go to Mexico or do we go back to Karen?
Yeah.
That's where I thought it would be.
Or if she ended up being the priest. Or the reverend or something.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
Like, that'd been pretty wild.
Man.
Like,
I'd be so confused about what to do.
Yeah, no, totally. Like, if something like that happened, but instead she's this person, so that was pretty wild. So, Karen shows up, and she tells us to come with her. We go back to her hotel room to make a plan, because she wants to get Daniel back. We find out that Jacob had sent her a letter asking for help, so she'd gotten the P.O. Box number from Daniel from before, and she was... So Jacob took Daniel back to the compound, because this was the church he was a part of before he ran away to find himself. And in the chaos of, oh my gosh, like, Finn and Cassidy and John are all dead maybe, like, he just ran, and he went back home.
Which is, like, makes sense. Like, couldn't fault him for that.
No, right. I think that, like, if your world's chaotic like that, and the only thing you know, even if it's not a good thing, I can see going back. I could see Jacob doing that. It makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
And wanting to keep Daniel safe. Like, that seemed like a legitimately...
it was like his main motivation, I think.
Positive motivation. Like, it wasn't sketchy. I think he was legitimately trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, and as you find out later, definitely not into the church.
Right.
The cult. Like,
yeah.
he helps you kind of bring it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He ends up being an ally. So he lets Karen know, and so she's kind of like, all right, fuck, I got to do something now, because, like, these boys are in real danger. And then the letter, he said, I don't know where Sean is. He's missing, kind of thing. So it's like, she's like, all right, I should check this out. Like, so that's cool that she finally chose to do something, I guess, like, since she's been AWOL for 8 years or something, like, a long time.
7 maybe.
Yeah. It was a long time that they'd not seen her, so I don't know, I thought that was good. So Karen and Sean end up talking and have, like, the talk. So why'd you leave and stuff like that. And what you get is that she left because she's selfish, basically.
Yep.
She was like, I just was never cut out to be a mom or a wife. And that pressure got to me so much that I decided I'm out. I don't want to do that anymore. It was, like, crazy how, like, open and raw that was.
Yep.
Hearing it. To me, I was like, you were horrible.
Yep. I had a lot of problems with her.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess our next decision, like, I'll say what I think about that. But,
yeah.
That conversation was kind of difficult.
Yeah. So, I guess this probably does end up pushing it towards the next decision because some of the other stuff happens after. But you end up talking with Karen, and you can kind of decide how it goes and then decide how you keep it going after that. So, I guess,
Yeah, I'll go. So, you have a few options here. You can, as she's talking with you, just kind of cut the conversation, be like, we're done here, whatever. Or you can kind of be mean to her or give her a hard time or ask really hard questions, respond poorly, I guess, whatever. Or you can kind of, like, overall let her open up to you and kind of be civil, reach an agreement. I don't know, something like that.
Sure.
So 4% of people cut the conversation short. 2% were hard on her, which was me. And then 94% kind of tried to let her open up or, get on the same page. Mm-hmm. So I guess I can speak for myself first. Yeah, as she was talking, I was like, man, fuck you. Like, she kept saying things like I had no choice, I had to leave. Things like that. I was like, no, we're not doing this. Like, you left 2 kids, your husband, because you didn't want to be a mom. And you felt like the call to go adventure. I'm like, I don't fucking care.
Right.
Yeah, so I thought it was all BS. I was like, no, you're going to hear what I think because you left. You chose to leave. Mm-hmm. I don't care how you want to say it, or like what you want to call it, or why you even left. It doesn't really matter to me, to be honest.
Right.
You left, and it's not cool.
Right.
So that's kind of... I mean, if I could have been meaner, I would have been meaner, to be honest, in dialogue, but didn't have the option.
Right.
So, I was like, as hard as I can go, I'm going to go.
No, that makes sense. That's how I felt, but I responded by wanting more. Because I think that was probably more of a me thing than a Sean thing. Mm-hmm. I think Sean would probably do that, what you did, but I wanted to kind of hear it, so I just kind of kept asking questions and wanting to know more.
Yeah,
was kind of the way I went with it, because I wanted to hear, like, all right, what the hell happened? Like, you've just been gone.
I mean, I definitely asked some questions, but when she started answering with like I had no choice, I was like, no, we're done here. Like,
right.
That's all I needed to hear.
Right.
Done.
Yeah. No. That's true. So then from this, you can have this conversation with her. It gives you. You end up being able to, like, smoke with her if you want, or sit with her while she smokes and can engage further there. Mm-hmm. You, what you end up kind of settling on is you're like, fine, I have to work with you to, like, be able to get Daniel back. Is that what yours does too? Mm-hmm. Okay. So mine was probably a little more positive where I heard her out a little more, but it was like, well, I can't do this alone, so I guess it's you.
Yep.
And yours was probably a more angry version of that.
It ended with that. I think kind of how it ended was like, well, you can either... I think it ends with that no matter what you do.
Sure.
But it was like, you can kind of trust me now, and we can get Daniel back, or you cannot, and whatever. Right. And I was like, fine.
Yeah. So I ended up spending the time. I decided to smoke with her. And then I also let her change my eye bandage.
I didn't do that.
In
Didn't
that-
even have the option to do that.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess, by being hard.
Yeah.
Mine, she like asked me, she's like, "Do you want help with that?" And I was like, "Sure." Because actually, something earlier in the game is Joey tells you like how to do the eye patch. Or clean it, and he's like, "Oh, you use these 2 things, then you do those ones." I was worried you'd have to remember them, and if you did them wrong, it'd fuck your eye up.
Yeah. Which
So
didn't happen.
It didn't happen, but I was worried, and I was like, "Well, Karen does it, that would help." But what I got by kind of being open to her is there were a little bit of more mom things, quote unquote. She was like, like Sean says, "Oh, I remember we went to camping at this one place, and it was just us, and blah blah blah." So you did get to share a couple of nice memories that they did once have. Which made you sad for the life they have now.
Yeah, but even that's like, man, that...
No, right, it's too late.
But also, like, those memories couldn't have been that good for her. She wouldn't have left. Like...
Right.
I don't know.
No, what she did was very bad.
Yeah, and I know you're not saying it's not.
No, right.
I didn't want to hear, like... Yeah, the minute she was like, I felt like society was, like, telling me what I had to do, and I didn't want to do it. I'm like, well, you shouldn't have had kids then. Sorry. Like,
right. Yeah, no.
Bummer for you.
Yeah, ditching like that's not cool.
Fuck off.
Yeah, there's not a excuse
Yeah.
there. Chris on Twitter, in regards to this, said that it was civil. Sean asked questions and expressed his anger. He shared a smoke break with her, and she helped with his eye. Honestly, I thought Sean was going to cry when she was helping.
Alyssa on Twitter says they bonded a bit.
Games and Groceries on Twitter said I had her open up to me in full. She even offered to help with bandages, which I accepted.
Adam on Twitter said, we had a bit of a tense conversation, but ultimately Sean listened to what his mom had to say. They also shared a smoke outside after they were done talking.
Melanie on Twitter said, I was shitty to her, but I asked questions and outside bummed a cig from her. When it came to changing the dressing, I let her help me. Was thinking we needed to act as a team for our rescue mission, so I was trying to build bridges.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Nikki on Twitter says, did ask some questions, but then went the fuck that BS route. Same outside, but did ask for a cig. Sat forever in the moment of calm without actually realizing, waiting for the game to continue like a total idiot. Accepted the help with the eye.
Chris said it went pretty neutral.
Claire on Twitter said, I tried to hear her out and be trusting for the most part. Smoked together and had a nice moment. She offered to help me with the eye, but that was a bit too much for me, so I declined.
So it seems like kind of a variety of people were on there and how they approached it, whether it's we need to be teammates with Karen for this Daniel rescue mission or fuck you.
Yeah.
You suck.
Yep, that's my opinion.
Yeah, so we get that. So we hatched the plan with Jacob. We talked to him. We meet him at like a billboard outside of town. He tells us what had happened and gives us kind of the recap of leaving the pot farm. He tells us that he's going to help us break Daniel out, but he also wants help getting his sister out, Sarah.
Mm-hmm. So she's got, she has pneumonia, you find out.
Yeah. Jacob knows she's sick. We obviously know she was sick from when we saw her, and that he's saying that the Reverend doesn't believe in medicine or something like that, and so
idiot.
She believes in prayer.
Yeah.
Something stupid like that.
Yeah. God, I hate the more this episodes go, or the farther this episode goes, the more you're like, fuck her.
Yeah.
And fuck the whole cult, whatever.
Right. Yeah.
They're not just a cult, they're like bad.
Right.
Bad.
Right. It's like at least minimum her and for the henchmen. Like those two are legitimately bad people. Maybe like Jacob's parents or other people in the cult, they might be okay people but are kind of brainwashed or something like that.
Misguided,
Yeah, something like that. But yeah. They're the Reverend and the henchman guy though. They're legitimately bad people. Mm-hmm. So we decide to do that. Our plan is Jacob and Sean are going to sneak into the compound. We're going to break into the Reverend's house and be able to find files because Jacob says that there's files on people in there. So we're like, okay, cool. Let's do it. And we get inside the house and we find the files, as Jacob had mentioned. And there's files on everyone there.
Yep.
It's like crazy. Like it's it'd be like school records kind of thing. Like,
Yep.
That's how many files
Creepy.
are. Yeah. Super creepy. Inside of it, we take Jacob's sister's file. Inside her file is like her doctor visits, which reveals, as you said, that she has pneumonia. But the Reverend says, no, we'll fix it through prayer. We don't
And
gotta
she will
worry.
for sure die
Right.
without getting medical treatment.
Right. Like, yeah, people die of pneumonia.
So Jacob's like, all right, let's get her out of there.
Let's get her out of here. This kind of validates my desire to steal her, and perhaps we can kind of expose the cult for what it is, because you know she needs medical treatment, but you're saying, no, we won't do that. We will just pray or whatever. So as we sneak through the file 2, or not the file, the her house also, we see that Daniel also lives there, and we look in his room. It's like weird. Or I guess we look in her room first. So we look in the Reverend's room. We see she's obsessed with Daniel's power. She has like a journal of like, we tried to do this. We tried to do that.
Yeah.
Like all this crazy stuff that she's like trying to make him something, into something. Then we go to Daniel's room, and it's like clear he's like brainwashed even more. Like his room doesn't have like toys or anything in it. She like makes him write Bible verses down over and over and over. Like different things like that. Like she's clearly just like trying to bend him to what she wants.
Yep.
It's bad. It's gross.
100%.
Yeah, it sucks. Also, meanwhile, in this, Karen is on the walkie-talkie with us. So she's kind of giving us heads up, like, hey, this person's here, or this person's there. So while we're inside the house, we get a call from her that says, henchman guy's coming. So we're like, okay, we need to hide.
And here, she gives the option of setting a diversion.
Yeah.
Like, she'll, like, do something or not. So I had her set a diversion for me.
What'd she do?
She set something on fire. Oh. Yeah, and it worked.
What'd she set on fire?
Building? I forget which...
Is it the building you end up in, or a different one?
No, a different one.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's like there's like this big tower steeple thing, maybe? She sets on fire.
Okay.
But yeah, like it draws the guy away right when he's about to like find you.
Oh.
So he doesn't find you. He didn't find me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think I told her to set a diversion, but I fucked up and I got caught still.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the dude like beats my ass.
Where were you hiding?
I fucked up. I tried to hide in the closet, but what's his face? Jacob didn't hide, and he wasn't like hiding, and so I was like, fuck, okay, the closet obviously doesn't work because you didn't come in here with me or find a spot. So I went back out.
Oh, dude. I know what you're talking about. So I hid in the closet too. This episode's kind of glitchy. There was like 2 instances where I got glitched out kind of. But if you wait long enough, he'll hide behind the door.
Oh.
Yeah, it takes like a minute.
Yeah, it was a long time.
Yep.
He wasn't there, and I was like, okay, this must mean my spot's not good. So I came out and I tried to find another one, but it was too late, and the dude came in and beat my ass.
Yep. He beat your ass like 3 times this episode.
Yeah, I know. I was, ugh. So
Fuck that guy.
Henchman beats my ass, and he like drags me to the main church room where Daniel and the Reverend are, and then Karen like rendezvous with us while we're there, and so it's Sean and Karen trying to convince Daniel, like, Daniel, come back, like this place isn't what you think it is. It's bad. It's not good. And the Reverend and the henchman, meanwhile, are like, the henchman's just kind of there being intimidating. But the Reverend's like, no, they're not your real family. Like, remember, I'm your real mom. Remember your actual mom. She's a floozy. And, like,
yeah, God,
she just fucking left. Or, like,
yeah.
And then you're like, no, Daniel, I love you. I'm your brother. And she's like, he doesn't love you. Look at him. He's an unbeliever. Or like, well, like, it's like a back and forth of this for a while. And as it escalates back and forth, we start to plead with Daniel more, and we're like, Daniel, I'm not leaving without you. I love you. And then the henchman like beats our ass. And then we get up again and we say, repeat that, or say something even more, and then we get beat up. And this goes on for a while. I would say too much.
Yeah.
Even.
Yeah, it should take like maybe once or twice.
Yeah. I felt like it was like 6 rounds, almost of it.
Yeah, it was a long time.
It was a while. So each time you like are trying to profess your commitment to Daniel more, and then you're like getting punched and shit like that, it escalates to the henchman puts a gun to your head.
Yep.
And is like, leave. And the Reverend's like, shoot him.
Yeah, it's
shoot
crazy.
him. And we're like, Daniel, I love you. We need to go. I'm not leaving without you. guy, shoot me if you have to, kind of thing. And then it finally like snaps, and Daniel's like, ah, and he uses his power, throws the henchman like against the wall. Meanwhile, in here too, the church has caught fire.
Yeah, because originally he like uses his power on Sean to like kind of push him back a little bit, and it pushes a candle against like a curtain.
Okay, that's how the fire started. Okay,
Yeah.
I was wondering how it started because I was like, why are you? Because when the fire started too, and the Reverend's like, this is your fault, and I'm like, I don't know where this fire came from, but
But fuck off.
I didn't do this.
Yeah.
So Daniel ends up knocking the henchman over. He comes to us, and we're like beat the fuck up.
Yep.
Super bloodied and bruised and stuff. And Daniel's like, I'm sorry, Sean. Like, I didn't know. I was confused. And we're like, it's okay, buddy. Like,
Let's get out of here.
let's get out of here. And so we head out to leave with Karen. So the three of us are like heading towards the door. And the Reverend steps in the door to block our way and is like, you shall not leave. This church will burn with you. Like this kind of shit.
Yeah. Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, God. And so you can resolve this situation a number of ways. The first one is you can shoot her, Elizabeth, while Daniel was not hurting her. So you end up picking up the henchman's gun and you can just shoot her and go. 4% of people did this. You can let Daniel unleash his power on her while he's hurting her. 18% of people did this, including me. So just let Daniel kill her. You and Daniel can both spare her life. 71% of people did this, including you.
Yep.
And then you can choose to shoot her while Daniel's hurting her. 7% of people is this. So what kind of happens is you can arrive in this scenario. You can arrive, and then Daniel will like Darth Vader her and like lift her and hold her. And then you could just shoot her while he's holding her. That's kind of the options. So for me, my choice actually was not what I wanted.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we like are leaving. Daniel, man, I'm a little forgetting the order, but I think it's Daniel did this. So we're like leaving, and I'm like, all right, move her out of the way. And so I had Daniel like try to move her, I think. And I think my options were have Daniel move her like in the air or shoot her. And I was like, oh, I don't want to do either of those. So Daniel, move her. And I'm moving her because I wanted to just put her out of the way and then leave. And then the next choice I had was to shoot her or let Daniel kill her. Or maybe tell Daniel not to kill her. And I told her not to, but he did it anyway. So I'm pretty mad that my choice ended up that way because that makes me think my end game.
Yeah, you're not set up well.
My end game isn't going to be what I want it to be now. Because I'm hoping Daniel will choose right. But he chose wrong. He killed someone, which I don't approve of.
She sucked, though.
Yeah, I wanted more her to like. I guess if she died in the church that burned, or just leaving her. Like I don't want to kill anymore. But instead, Daniel like snaps her neck with the force, and Karen's like, "Oh my god!" And she's like horrified.
Yeah, which makes sense.
So, yeah. So mine is Daniel killed her, but I didn't want him to do that.
That's fair.
So
yeah, mine was remember my options being right away was threaten her with a gun or have Daniel move her. It was like Daniel just move her, and then he just like pushes her out of the way and then busts open the door, and that was it.
Wow.
Yeah, and then you get outside and you see like her and the henchman like freaking out. She's really crying because the church is burning down. Like, yeah, fuck you. Everything you worked for is done.
Yeah,
your cult's finished.
Yeah, fuck that. That's why I didn't want to kill her. It was like hopefully the cult would be finished. I mean, it probably is a better world that she's not in it, but I didn't want to kill anyone. And like I thought Daniel would listen to me. Otherwise, maybe I would have shot her so that Daniel wouldn't kill more. Yeah, like if I would have known it would have worked that way. Because I don't want Daniel killing. Like I would like because that almost seems like a mercy to shoot her if Daniel was gonna kill her. Like maybe that's the right thing. I don't know.
Yeah, but at that point you're like in kind of Daniel's pocket, you know.
Yeah,
you gotta do not what he wants, but clean up his mistakes still.
Yeah, I was not happy with how that turned.
That's fair.
I'm worried about episode 5. I feel like now the ending's gonna be something like I'm gonna try to do the right ending and the wrong ending will happen because. Maybe I've been too easy on Daniel, and so he's a little crazy. Yeah, like I let him kill the cougar before, like things like that. And so I don't know. I'm a little concerned.
Yeah, well, we'll find out.
Yeah. Triple B on Twitter wrote in, though, and said, Daniel killed that crazy bitch.
Yep, and she deserved it.
Yeah.
Chris on Twitter said, popped a cap and her myself, and I don't regret it.
Chris on Twitter said, I shot that bitch up myself.
So far, we have a consensus.
Yes.
Clara on Twitter said, she survived, I believe.
So sure, she probably had your ending then.
Yeah.
Nikki on Twitter said, remember the mountain lion? What I didn't do back then, I did now. Who knew that such a gross sound could be so satisfying?
There we go.
Yeah.
Melly on Twitter said, I let Daniel go full death grip on her, no regrets that that woman was poison.
And then Adam on Twitter said, Daniel was convinced to go with us. After watching Sean get beat down a few times, I told Daniel to open the door, so he just moved her out of the way and blew the door open. So,
yeah, that's
as you.
That's what I had, yeah.
So
nice. So most people killed her.
A lot of people.
She deserved.
Yeah, a lot of people killed her. And a couple people were like you. But, yeah, no love for this lady.
Yeah,
she's
fuck
horrible.
Her. Yep,
yeah.
She sucks.
Yeah, fuck her. The episode, I guess after this, you end up going back to the sign where you were. Jacob and his sister reunite. You look kind of over the compound and you see it on fire.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's good. Episode ends.
I think you're in the car with your mom and Daniel, and you're just kind of driving.
Yeah, you're just driving. So, Faith. Done.
Yep. See where we go.
So, I guess just heading to general thoughts about the episode. We talked a little bit on it, but one thing I really liked was Daniel being brainwashed by the cult. I thought that was done really well.
Yeah.
Seeing, you could sense his brainwashing or being confused. Like, there are parts where he's like, oh, I want to do this, and then she's like, do that, and he was like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Or, you could kind of tell there was, short circuits in his memory or thinking ability kind of thing, because he's just been brainwashed. And I guess probably retrospectively, this traumatic event being right before it probably helps make him easier to brainwash.
Yeah, because they mentioned that a couple of times, or I think Jake did. He's like, he feels like he has to atone for the shit he did back at the pot farm.
Right.
Which would make sense that you'd feel like that.
Right.
So yeah, it just kind of, she got to him right at the right time.
Yeah. So I thought that made sense. The one thing I didn't like with it was Sean getting beat up lasting as long as it would. I feel like if I was brainwashed, I think the Reverend saying oh, Sean's a sinner, he needs to atone.
Yeah.
And believing that, I could see that. That makes sense. Or he's bad, he's not one of us. I can see that, the shunning or things like that. But seeing him actually get his ass beat physically,
yeah,
that seems like that would snap you out quicker. Especially with Sean not being aggressive. If Sean was fighting back.
Yeah, he's just standing there.
Yeah, if Sean was swinging punches and then it's see, your brother's reckless. I could see that. That would make a lot of sense in the cult part. But if it's Sean says, Daniel, I want to take you from here. I love you. You're my brother. And then someone beats the fuck out of you. It's the one beating the fuck out. You'd be like, oh.
That guy's wrong.
That guy's bad.
Yep.
Daniel or Sean's not doing anything wrong.
Yep.
You would think that would have snapped out a little sooner to the point versus having the gun at you.
Yeah.
That seemed like that maybe lasted a little long. And because they didn't kill Sean last episode, I knew they wouldn't this one. But if they would have shot him there to snap Daniel out, that would have been pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was probably my biggest critique too, is man, come on, Daniel, you already seem kind of hesitant to stay here. I mean, not fully, but it wouldn't take that much to get you out of it after seeing your mom and
Yeah.
It was 5 rounds of standing up, getting hit progressively more, and repeat.
Yeah, I think if it was words or different things, it would have been okay. But
yeah,
just the physical beat. It's not normal that you see people physically harmed so much in that way, especially if it's that they're trying to tell you a thing, and I don't know.
Yeah,
it just didn't fit. And I guess related to that, I really didn't like the fire in the church. I thought that was really dumb. It's there's a curtain on fire. Why don't we put it out and continue this? I'm fine with the church being burnt down. I think that's cool. And as an endpoint, I would have liked getting to do that no matter what. If nothing happened and we leave and then Daniel's boom, fire church. I would have been down with that. But that there's this small fire that's an accident that everyone's having this long conversation and a beating and stuff like that, and it's this place is on fire. I didn't like that. I like the result of the church being burnt down, but I didn't like the way they got there.
Yeah, I guess maybe what I would say to that. So the Reverend, forget her name, the stupid lady.
Yeah.
She blamed it on Sean. So I guess ultimately, if Sean's out of the picture and the church is burned down, but Daniel's like, okay, Sean is really bad. He burned our church down. Mm-hmm. I could see it maybe being beneficial for her.
Sure.
That it gets burned down in the long run, because then Daniel's like, oh, Sean's really bad. He like burned our church down to like for some reason. Mm-hmm. So maybe, but yeah, I also, it does seem kind of extreme. Like, she saw it when it wasn't that big. Yeah, I was like, just pour some water on it and be done.
It just seems like she should have done it, or the henchman, or Karen. Like, someone should have put this fire out while this thing is going on. Like,
yeah.
Or it should have never been there to begin with, and, Daniel could light the church on fire as he's leaving or something. So that's fine, like...
Yeah, or just blown it away somehow.
Yeah, like, I think the church being destroyed is fine and is a good thing. I'm glad it happened, but,
yeah, fuck 'em.
But, yeah, I didn't like the execution there. I thought that was pretty weak.
That's fair.
I think they missed there.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess this kind of falls in line with this, but there's a lot of things in this episode that made me really angry. Like, this was probably the more... not even angry because it was, like, bad, but more like... Man, fuck these people and, like, fuck these things happening. Like, the racist redneck dudes from the desert, the cult as a whole trying to manipulate Daniel, use him. Mm-hmm. And then even, like, Karen was like, man, like, all of you suck and you're terrible. But I guess if I have to, if I'm Sean, I guess I have to trust Karen now and kind of be a team. Otherwise, we're not going to get Daniel back. But yeah, I feel like this was probably the episode that made me the most, like, angry about things.
Right.
You have episode 1 where you find that racist dude at the gas station thing. That guy fucking sucked. Mm-hmm. But it was like, you had that and then 2 other situations where you're like, man, I'm angry at this, what they did here. Which, they did it well, because, I mean, it didn't feel like that crazy or like that, like, unrealistic, but I was emotionally stirred, for sure. Yeah.
I feel like all those things are real things. Like, there's real people like those 3 things to make you angry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like Karen was the enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of thing. It's like, all right, I think you suck terribly, but you also think this is a cult and want to save Daniel, so fine. I'll team up with you, even though I'm not into it. Like, yeah,
and it was kind of interesting, too, now that I think about it. You kind of had 2 sides of each coin. So you had, like, there were racist people, and then you had the trucker who wasn't racist, but probably lived there, so who could have been racist. So you kind of had, like, good and bad. And then you had Karen, who was like this, find yourself, whatever works, just do your own thing. And then you had this cult who was like the opposite, like, no, this is how it goes, whatever. Yeah. So you kind of had, like, 2 dichotomies contrasted. And I guess the only good one was the trucker. But Karen's kind of bad. Well, not bad. She was selfish and shitty. Right. The cult was fucked up and shitty. The racist people were obviously fucked up and shitty. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of like, I think they hit a couple different things in the same episode, which was kind of cool.
Yeah. Lots of bad things going on. Mm-hmm. I guess related to that, I really liked their critique on Karen, the, like, living your best life critique. Like, she pursued what she wanted, but it was shitty. Like, culturally or societally, like, a lot of people are like, oh, be true to yourself and, like, live the life you always wanted. Mm-hmm. And she's like, here's what this ends up being. And it's like, she sucks. None of us like her. Mm-hmm. We all hate her. And so, like... And
none of her dreams came true either, like she was talking about.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it doesn't seem like what she wanted worked out anyway. Mm-hmm. But that, like the thought of, like, oh, you just, live in the moment and do what you feel like or whatever, like that kind of thing. Like, there are definitely real true elements to being true to yourself that matters. But, like, it shouldn't be haphazardly embraced. It shouldn't just be like, cool, I'm doing me, and, like, who cares about anyone else I engage with because, like, I'm doing me. Like, it's like, do you want to be that? You're Karen. Like, and she sucks. Like, she hurt everyone. And I was thinking, like, along this, like, there really are probably a lot of other options she could have done before doing what she did. She could have, I don't know if it was her job that she was feeling especially bad about. Like, it feels like other people's lives are progressing and mine's the same, You could work somewhere else. Or, okay, I don't want to be with Esteban anymore or something. Fine. You could like, get a divorce and do something else. Or, I don't know. I feel like there's just a lot of better options than ghosting them. Because what you find out is that, like, it's like, no one's spoken to her in 8 years. Just one day she, like, packed her stuff, moved out, and left. Like, she didn't say anything. You find out that she didn't like send them birthday cards or anything. And she said it, and they like wanting to be helpful, but really it's just self-protective of like, oh, I didn't want it to be hard for you. It's like,
yeah,
no, you didn't want it to be hard for you.
Yeah.
Like you could choose to not be a part of that family in the same way and not be a total fuckhead. Like, it could still be shitty and bad, but like, you could have really made this situation better. But instead, it's like ghosting your family. It's like, any anger you might have for Max ghosting Chloe, man, a bazillion times more here. It's like, at least Max was like 12 or something. Like,
yeah, didn't know better.
Yeah, like,
well, sort of knew better.
Yeah, but like, isn't matured or whatever. Like, you're a kid, you do bad things more. But it's like, you're an adult, and like, you had kids. Like, you loved Esteban at one point enough to marry him, presumably. Mm-hmm. You loved your kids enough that it sounded like there were times where you were a good mom, and then you were like, nah, not for me.
Yeah, like, fuck that.
Yeah, that's So I really like that the game critiqued that, because that's a value that I feel like is embraced in a lot of ways, and it's like, there are good things to that value, but like, here's the harmful version.
Situation. Yep.
Here's a harmful version of how that can be. If you just are like, oh no, I just always want to do me. It's like,
well, shouldn't have had kids and gotten married. Sorry.
Yeah, or not. Yeah, not ditched it that way.
Yeah,
ghosting.
Fair.
It's messed up.
Yep. I guess my sort of last thought, which is really minor, but how can Sean hotwire cars? He just did it like, I mean, I guess because his dad was a mechanic, maybe, but I don't know how he'd learn how to do that.
Yeah.
So he just, when he was like escaping the hospital, he just hotwires a car. And I was like, what the fuck? Do they reference this in earlier episodes and I just don't remember it?
I don't know either.
Yeah.
It seemed kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It has to be Esteban. If he doesn't know from that, then it's like, by the way, he's also this.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like, but yeah, they just never mention it.
You should see him skateboard too.
He just did it, yeah. Or sing. He's a really good singer.
He's a good, right.
Yeah.
Right. It's like they just throw in like a weird talent. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it has to be with Esteban, but I don't know that they earned that either. I'm not sure. I don't remember anything either.
Yeah. I just thought it was funny. I was like, huh. Maybe I'm just stupid and forgetful, or they just threw this in there because it had to happen this way.
Right. Yeah, it almost feels like you should just have the keys be on the dashboard or something.
Yeah, or in the glove box, which is what I thought was going to happen.
Right. I've got one last thought. Do you have any more, or is that it?
No,
cool.
Yep.
Okay. My last thought is, I thought that episode 3 was better than this one. I thought this was a pretty solid episode, but I think my hopes were maybe a bit higher going into this one, because I thought episode 3 was really good. I thought episode 3 really like captured the Life is Strange magic that I think we're hoping this game would bring. Mm-hmm. And after a bad episode 2, like a good solid episode 1, episode 2 wasn't that good, but then episode 3 was like a home run, and I was like, all right, like they're gonna kill it the rest of this way through. I'm really pumped. And instead, this one I feel like was like another good solid episode. Like it was good, but it didn't match our top 3 for me, and a little bit of a bummer on that. Like, yeah. I'm kind of, now it has me anticipating a solid episode 5.
Yeah,
it's like I think like I don't think it will be bad. I think that they know what they're doing enough, but the greatness that episode 3 had shown, like that picture or that flash of greatness, I don't think I'm expecting to get it back.
Yeah, that's
for
fair.
episode 5.
I mean, it'd be hard. So I imagine episode 5 will be crazy. Like, just ending the game. Like, there's no way it's going to be like, that's kind of boring.
Right.
So I imagine it'll be crazy. Maybe not amazing, but I bet the ending will be like, what the fuck?
Right.
Because that's, I mean, Life is Strange. So
right.
I would assume it's going to be shocking, good or bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think it will definitely be crazy. Yeah, and I'm still eager to play it. Like I'm looking forward to December.
Me too. I'm actually pretty excited about it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
How they wrap it up.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they'll do and how they'll wrap this crazy journey on that they've been in. Like I'm definitely in, but there's definitely some disappointment just because I thought 3 was so good.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
yeah.
We got some listener feedback that's general on the episode at large. Nikki on Twitter wrote in, and she said, the episode felt weird, but I can't put my finger on why. The cult creeped me the fuck out. Super interesting that Sean started adding creative twists to his drawings. Meeting Karen felt weird. I might have to look at that again. And the ending was pretty intense. Like, wow. Yeah.
I think the cult was like, it made me feel weird too. It's like, man, this is like a weird, real thing that people get into somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, that people can get roped in there.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Melanie on Twitter said, pacing seemed a bit slow, but there was a lot of story with Karen to pick up on. Felt the hospital could have been shorter. Episode 3 is still my favorite. I still enjoyed the episode, but ultimately it left me wishing it had done more. That's kind of like what we had just talked about too. Seems like that's similar to your feelings.
Yeah. Chris on Twitter said, I thought it was a slow episode, but the way episode 3 ended, this felt like the correct pacing for this one. Story-wise, it was solid. I like that we finally got to meet Karen and hear her side of the story. With one episode left, I'm going to be pissed if we don't see Brody again.
I know. Brody, the guy.
Yeah.
I liked him a lot.
I did too. I suspect we won't, but
Yeah.
I would like to see him again.
That'd be really cool. Yeah.
I was thinking something that this episode, I think, did well. Is that they've shown that each episode you've kind of meet cool and shitty people along the way. Like, the road is full of both.
That's true.
Like meeting Joey along the way. Super cool. Even the trucker, cool. Less so because we didn't spend as much time with him. But then, racist assholes, smaller, but they're assholes. Or, Reverend, terrible, or,
awful
whatever.
person.
Like last episode, the pot farmers, a lot of the people we were in the commune with were cool. But then, Meryl and Big Joe are douchebags. So I do kind of like that trend did continue. I like that we've met cool people along the way. And I guess also bad ones, but I do like that there's a variety of people we've met.
Yeah, I wonder what the next episode will be.
Yeah, and who we'll meet.
Yeah, we'll see. Games and Groceries on Twitter said, I'm completely on the fence. It picked up at a good pace, and I liked Sean's determination, but almost felt held back narratively, and the ending didn't have me in a state of emotional trauma like Season 1, Episode 4 did.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, that was traumatic.
Well, the first season was just... I feel like every episode was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, that's true. I feel bad almost for Life is Strange 2, the game, that it has the same name. I wonder if it was just called something else. If this game would be easier to, you're rating on it itself instead of as opposed to Season 1.
Yeah.
Because,
Probably.
I loved Season 1 so much that, beating Season 1 is hard. For how much I liked Episode 3, I felt like that was as good as Season 1. It was high quality.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But, by nature, though, it's getting compared to that. So these other ones, it's it was pretty good, or, it was solid, but it's not.
It's no Season 1.
It's no Season 1, right.
Which is hard to find anything like that.
Yeah, so it's kind of unfortunate for them. I feel a little bad, that they ended up in a situation where they're still using their name, but it's I don't know, can you replicate that or beat that anyway? I'm not sure.
Probably not.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty hard. Sometimes sequels are better than originals, but not all the time.
Yeah, I don't know how you'd beat Season 1.
Right, yeah. I think
it'd take a lot.
Yeah, I think it would be pretty hard. Chris on Twitter said, best episode of the season yet. Even better than not only Wastelands, episode 3 last time, but also better than Darkroom, season 1, episode 4. So that's cool. I'm glad Chris liked it so much. That's great. Seeing someone else feeling that way. It didn't resonate with me that way, but I'd definitely be interested in hearing more, actually.
Yeah.
On
why?
What made this one so especially good? Because that's high praise. Because I think Darkroom is probably one of the best episodes in the whole game. In any of the game, any Life is Strange games.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
That one was so shocking and crazy.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
So that's awesome though.
I think last up we got Adam on Twitter. He said, I thought it was pretty good episode, definitely different in tone from the last one, but I still enjoyed it. The cult made for some pretty good villains. They were definitely easy to hate. Yes, they were. It was interesting seeing their mom, and I was glad to see, even if you hear her out and ask her all of your questions, Sean is still a little tense with her. There's not just a sudden, hey, everything is cool between us moment or anything like that. The real highlight of the episode, though, was Sean calling out Daniel on that stupid haircut seconds after he met after met me with basically the same joke. That's funny.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I did make fun of his bowl cut too.
Yeah, I laughed. That was the first thing I noticed, and I laughed.
Yeah.
It's like, bowl cut!
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. And I did like that too, that even, like, mine, I did the positive route with Karen. But it wasn't like, cool, like, let's move in together and be best friends now. Like,
Yeah,
it wasn't
my mom
that.
again.
Yeah, you're my mom again, I found you. Like, instead it was like, fine. Like, I'm glad you told me. I'm glad I heard you out, but, like, yeah, you still are a turd.
Yeah, you don't just have my respect back or whatever.
Yeah. So that's episode 4, Faith. Also, our friends Games and Grocery, they have probably released by now also their episode on Life is Strange. I think they come out the day before us. But either way, if you're listening to this and you want more Life is Strange on Faith, check them out. You can listen more there. But I guess that wraps up Faith.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so next time we're going to do The Walking Dead Season 1.
Yeah.
Crazy throwback for us. We played that, I don't know how many years ago. But I forget. I forget most of it. I know Lee is a freaking dog and Clementine's in it. Yeah,
me too.
So yeah, we're gonna pick that up and record some of that for you guys.
Yeah. Next time we'll start episode 1.
Yep.
So that's exciting. Really excited to be back in this classic game that we both love a lot. So it'll be fun replaying it and re-experiencing that with you guys. So that will come in 2 weeks. I guess also, as mentioned at the top of the episode, tomorrow our Patreon example episode on the movie adaptations we'd like to see, that will come out. So double episode this week. Check that out. And if you like our podcast, we'd really appreciate if you'd rate and review us on iTunes or Stitcher or whatever place you get your podcast from. That will help increase visibility for the show. That would mean a lot. Again, check out our website, TheGreatestStoryEverPlayed.com. Yeah.
Trademarked.
Yeah, gotta say the. I wish you. TheGreatestStoryEverPlayed.com. Check that out. You can find our Patreon at patreon.com/TheGreatestStoryEverPlayed, or it's a tab on our website. So check those out if you are interested in that. You can find us on Twitter at StoryEverPod, and we can keep talking about Life is Strange 2 or Walking Dead or anything else. That'd be great. Also, you can email us at TheGreatestStoryEverPlayed@gmail.com. And we'll see you next time.
Later.